Hey, let me take a little off the top. It's just a little off the top.
I don't even have hair. I don't got any hair. So you're probably wondering how I got here. Let me explain.
Hollow Knight Silksong is a game where you play as a 2-foot-tall specimen while God is attempting to capture and study you. You have one goal in mind, reaching the top of Arasaka Tower amidst an army of homeless bugs. So join me on this journey into the world's first Silk-like Metroidvania, into the lands of Farloom, containing activities like talking to NPCs with the mental capacity of first graders, gambling, parkour, and getting absolutely pummeled by literally everything. So with all that out of the way, let's take a gander at what Team Cherry has been cooking up for the past 6 or 7. What the? Okay. Oh god. The first area has grass. Now I know that's triggering for some of you, but stay tuned. This area is a tutorial of sorts, introducing me to mechanics like walking at the pace of a pregnant woman and using the blood of my enemies to cast heal. In this game, you play as Hornet, who players commonly associate with high school geometry, because I cannot calculate the hypotenuse of a triangle. I genuinely have never seen an area so beautiful. Too bad I have quite literally painted the town red, or whatever color these guys bleed. My actions seem to have angered the Moab.
Oh! You're a big fish!
Mother of all bugs. She seems to like to hit her head, because as they say, out of sight, out of mind. But maybe having your primary attack concuss you isn't a good idea. Then Hornet passes out, and a stranger starts poking me with the stick. She tells me that, like me, most bugs are kinda homeless, and that most bugs here travel up towards the Citadel, which means to figure out why the hell we were brought here, we gotta get to the top. Welcome to Bone Bottom. Yeah, this is literally just Dirt Mountain Hollow Knight. Here and in the many other civilizations, you can take quests. To make some money, our first quest involves a hit to kill 10 bugs and strip them naked. What could these 10 guys have possibly done to deserve this treatment? Once my money is up, it's time to meet my least favorite character, Sherma. Talking to Sherma is like talking to a mentally ill beetle. Wait a minute. Sherma has vocal cords akin to cicadas in rural China. In other words, she is really fucking annoying and never stops. She stands here and sings until I open the door from the other side, and then assumes her singing opened the door.
Did you see it, Red Maiden? The Great Gate heard my song, and in its infinite and ancient kindness has opened the way forward for us.
Can I close the door again? Across the door is the Marrow, because the logical area after a beautiful green grotto is none other than a live volcano. Here we meet the other fan favorite NPC, Chakra, who sings the most memorable track in the game. You cannot tell me this isn't fire. And she also sells maps, thus one-upping Sherma's useless buffoonery tenfold.
Boy, come here, boy. Boy, over here.
Is that my mom? Oh great, she gives me the ability to... throw my needle. As if such an action was previously physically impossible. Also, this is the worst goddamn ability in the game. The only time you would ever use this shit is to free my goat, the Bell Beast.
Oh, I'm beating you up.
Who decides that his life savior deserves to be crushed by bells. This cute little guy has an attack pattern involving charging, jumping, and bells. So many bells. Once I kill him, I'm put into a domain expansion and unlock a neat little thing called Superior Genetics, which allow me to regenerate one sliver of silk whenever I run out. And if you're confused, don't worry, It's just as useless as it sounds. But what isn't useless is my new companion, who I just put 6 feet under 2 seconds ago. Thankfully, he has dug back up 6 feet to become my fantasy familiar, also called Slave. As my slave, this little guy will take me anywhere I need to go. Now, I'm sure you've been thinking, when does he become a cute anime girl? Now is the time! The game blesses me with movement! This is what I signed up for when I started playing this game. You saw the trailers, we all saw the trailers. Holy shit, this feels so good. Enter the deep docks. Whoever decided to build civilization in an active volcano is a goddamn genius. Said literally nobody ever. This entire area is filled with random machinery and bugs wearing bells for helmets. It seems that the low IQ of these bugs is ubiquitous. In my exploring of this area, I encounter LeBron James. I was not expecting to be dunked on in this video game. Down in the docks, I also meet Grindel. He is literally just an annoying little kid who likes to steal things, but what's more important than this basketball bug is the straight pin sitting right above him. This is the first red tool we've come across. Just to give a quick summary, tools give us buffs, and red tools are gadgets we can actively use to disassemble our foes. Now that I've discovered the red tools, I will not be using them, meaning I am no more prepared for the fight with Lace. Lace is the Silksong equivalent to Hornet, and her OST slaps harder than a speeding Cybertruck. Unfortunately, Lace thinks she's virgin. Spoiler alert, she is not. How about you take a bath over there? Then Lace dips, but I'm sure she'll come back again. Continuing up and to the right, we have the Far Fields, the home of my greatest enemy, fucking ants. These absolute motherfuckers are so goddamn annoying. They pair up like it's a school project, and now fighting them is harder than any boss I've fought until now. Oh my god, these guys drop hella rosaries. I gotta farm this. Actually, there's an enemy that's even worse. What? Fighting these guys is like fighting a lobotomized terrorist with a fucking Odachi. You know what? Let's make light of the situation, because at least this area presents me with the option to turn into a hot air balloon, in exchange for more homicide. With that completed, I can now glide and fight, Skeletron Prime, who, just like in Terraria, is not that difficult of a boss. Shut the fuck up, Sherma. Now, with my newfound dashing and floating abilities, I go meet Max Verstappen in the Worm Ways, and traverse through what seems to be the most inhospitable area I've ever come across. And Chakra, how the fuck did you traverse through these tunnels without getting cooked like a cave diver? So I buy a map and continue to a swamp, which is absolutely stunning. In this swamp is an ability which lets me silk all over the place, and oh god, do I love silking all over the place. I also find an NPC who asks me to collect 5 pallet parts, and I'm able to find a couple pretty easily, but it seems the other ones require me to have the ability to traverse on a vertical axis. So I continue exploring.
Hey, let me take a little off the top. It's just a little off the top.
I don't even have hair. I don't got any hair. Now that I've defeated the enemies, I come across a dead body, and of course, I claim it by desecrating the dead and learning its fighting style. This is a crest. The default crest is the Hunter's crest, and each differs in strength and weaknesses. The Reaper's crest that I have acquired allows me to swing my needle like a fucking greatsword, and it comes in handy when dealing with the most annoying enemy in the entire game, Nikocado Avocado. When fighting this boss, I make sure not to get hit by the one attack. A body charge that feels like it has the most inconsistent hitbox, and God forbid I do okay in the fight, because he decides that the slightest inconvenience is grounds to summon his grimy companions with single-day shipping. What? And these minions are including, but not limited to, this guy. Now, in my infinite fucking wisdom, I did not save at the bench closest to this boss fight, so each time I perish, I take a 2-minute stroll back to think about the choices that led to the misery that is the Savage Beastfly fight in Hollow Knight Silksong. Such issues call for me to take the action known as locking the fuck in. And as my reward, I get the crest of the beast. If you thought the Reaper crest was good, let me tell you that I really don't fuck with this one. The Reaper crest is better. And let me tell you why. When I heal with the Reaper crest, I can hit enemies to regenerate some of my silk, meaning I can do more stuff. The Beast crest, on the other hand, makes healing transform you into a state akin to the feeling after drinking White Monster. Now that I've slain this 10-ton balloon, I meet Sister Splinter, who seems to be scared of touching the ground. Oh my god, if another boss starts summoning minions, I might do something illegal. I'm not even sure if beating this boss did anything, because I'm pretty sure I've been in this area before, but after I beat this oversized grasshopper, I unlock the ability to traverse on the Y-axis and get the last 2 polyp parts I need. So I bring them back to Greyroot and am provided a tool coating my red gadgets with poison. This comes in very handy. With my blessing of vertical movement, I reach Sinner's Road. It is called that for a reason.
Oh my god.
There are enemies requiring me to fucking triangulate their projectiles.
You're kidding me.
Also, they actively run away from you. If you haven't noticed, these enemies are not fun to fight. There's also this random NPC who calls itself my slave. I have never met this person before, but she seems to be feeding me her offspring. I suppose this dynamic works. With that, I go and get some quests to do, one of which leads me to discover the Chapel of the Wanderer, where I beat up some delinquents and get the crest of the Wanderer. This crest turns Hollow Knight Silksong into literally just Hollow Knight. And for that reason, I continue this playthrough with this crest because adapting to new environments is not my strong suit. On my way back to civilization, I come across these pilgrims holding a funeral. I think it's a good idea to not tell them I've been exterminating their comrades. Looks like someone used Infinite Tsukuyomi on these guys. And the culprit? An anorexic spider. Honestly, this boss has the aim of my teammates in Valorant and relies on ricochets to hit me. It's really fucking annoying. Good thing they generally don't hit me as long as I dodge the first bounce. Unless she uses 4 of them. So I pull out my secret weapon, the Pythagorean Theorem. And the disrespect in this kill is honestly crazy because I was just shoving my needle into her mouth while silking all over the place. This blatant flexing of power results in me learning how to play the violin. This makes sense. Now that I've freed the bugs from Madara Uchiha, the bugs start telling me to get a job. Considering I just saved this godforsaken town, I expected to be showered with praise without me needing to find your tip. Thankfully, one of the bugs recognizes my achievement and sharpens my needle for free. He then tells me that if I want to sharpen the needle more, I need to bring him some oil from the Citadel. Now, I still do not understand the difference between an oiled up versus non-oiled up nail, but if it makes the number go up, that's just another reason to reach the Citadel. I found his tip. With all the abilities I need unlocked, I can make my way towards the Citadel entrance. But apparently the area preceding the Citadel is so harsh that Davy Jones came out of his locker to name it the Blasted Steps. This habitat is also host to a variety of organisms like the conch fly, whose ricocheting projectiles are akin to homing missiles. Because why aim your intercontinental ballistic missile when it's going to ricochet into the target anyways? Thankfully, in this dust and fly-infested wasteland, you can find solace in gambling with Lumbar the Lucky. But seeing as we can neither see what the dice land on, and the fact that they magically come together at the wave of a hand, it's safe to say that this guy is fucking cheating. Sherma, how the fuck did you get past this area? So, I've made it to the Citadel doors, and it's finally time to enter. What was that?
I said, no!
This boss thinks she's got some unpatched fighting method, when in reality her attacks are limited to throwing a bell, spinning a bell, slamming a bell, which sounds extremely familiar. But then she turns into Fire Lord Ozai and transforms this boss arena into a fucking sauna, and decides that the best way to eliminate her foes is to put me on the grill.
Okay. And then, okay, I was...
Thankfully, she is not familiar with the term zoning and does not spam this attack. So once I stab this armored behemoth with pins enough, she decides it's time to cause a gas leak and kills herself in the process.
Oh, you're gonna explode, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Okay.
Now, in the process of watching this video, hopefully you have left a comment or liked the video, because that will probably convince me that it is worth making videos on the second and third parts of this massive video game. Thanks for watching, like, and subscribe.